for predicting the failure of the object under excessive deformation. So if there is excessive deformation, we can predict easily the failure of the object. This mainly occurs due to the structure losing its stiffness. See, buckling occurs due to loss of stiffness in the member in a certain direction. And even though the stress doesn't say, one more thing, here we have important factor we need to consider. So even though if the stress doesn't come even close to the failure stress, the product or member may fail. Okay, as I told you in the static structural analysis, if the stress reaches or stress exceeds the yield stress or allowable stress, then the product or component may fail at any time, right? So in when it comes to buckling analysis, even though the stress doesn't come even close to the failure stress, the product is going to fail if there is a loss of stiffness in the member. Okay, so this is majorly applied for the longer structural member, thin wall structure, and etc. Okay, so we have beams, columns, and in coming to this automotive component, we can find out in the many of the components like connecting rod, like a crankshaft, or we can find out for supporting structures. So we have many components, we have many members where we can find out buckling analysis. Okay, so this is the interface of workbench. So where we are, see here, we have first we have to perform static structural analysis. So once we apply the static structural analysis, loads and all we are going to apply in the static structural analysis, then we are going to link the static structural analysis to eigenvalue buckling. Okay, so I will show you how to do that. So geometry and material properties. Any type of geometry supported by mechanical member may use it in buckling analysis, and that is especially longer member and which should be compressive load. So which are the properties we required? Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio. So these are very important properties where we have to define to find out the buckling analysis. Okay. So this is very important. So loads and supports. Suppose this is the column, we are going to apply a load. So here in workbench, once you apply a load, you will get a load multiplier. Okay, you will or we will call it as a buckling factor. See, all the structural loads will be multiplied by load multiplier to determine the buckling load as shown below. So to find out the buckling load, we have to find out, we will get the load multiplier in the ANSYS workbench result. That multiplier we need to multiply with the load applied. Okay, so that we will get the buckling load. So in the report also you have to define like this only. Okay, that particular buckling load is the critical buckling load. Once the load reaches to this, so once load reaches to this critical buckling load, then the material may buckle and it may fail. Okay, that is the meaning of this. So here, so once you apply a load, so F buckle means buckling load is equal to, see here, once you solve, you will get the load multiplier, that you need to multiply it so that you will get the buckle load. So these are the results where you will get. Okay, fine. So we'll see how to do buckling analysis in workbench. So here I am going to show you in the connecting rod. Okay, so I'll just start the, so as I told you initially, we need to start with the static structural analysis. So here I'll just open this static structural analysis. So all of you are getting?
Yes.
Fine. Okay, so engineering data. So which are the materials you want to add? You can add it. So as of now, I'm not showing you this. Already I have shown you. So I will import the geometry. Go to geometry. Right click on the geometry. So here go to import and browse. So here I will just import the connecting rod. So we have created it. Next, I'll double click the model. So it will take time to open the mechanical model. Yeah. So today will be the last session. So in the next, you have to do the reports, and I have assigned you the projects related to your projects. You need to search which geometry you have to create. You need to create the geometry by in the CATIA. Okay. Once you create the model, you need to import that particular model into ANSYS Workbench. So in ANSYS, so once you create a model in CATIA, you need to save the model in STP format or IGS format. I have shown you, right? Okay, fine. See, okay. So here what I will do, so I will go to meshing. So I will use quality, so not quality. So go to sizing here. Here we have coarse mesh. So go to fine mesh, right click on this and click on generate mesh. Okay, here we have done. Oh, so we are getting larger element size. What we'll do, we'll go to this element size here. So here better you give around 5. So right click, generate mesh. We'll check. Oh, it's too much. We'll give 2, right click, generate mesh. So we have in detail in meshing. So if you want to do in detailed meshing, you have to take separate course for that. So it will take more time to explain all those things. Fine. Okay. So here we have. So next, I'll go to geometry. I'll switch off this. So now we need to fix. So go to static structural analysis, insert. We need to give fixed support. Select this and this and apply. So we have fixed. So next, right click on the static structural analysis. We'll apply a force. So go to force. So here I am going to apply on this. Okay. So that should be compressive force. So force I will give 100 newtons or 1000 newtons. We'll see. We'll see. See. Okay. So that is going in that direction. So surface. So it should not be vector. It should be component. Okay. So it should be in this direction, right? In Z direction. So go to Z. Here you give 1000 newtons. See now. Okay. So we have applied a compressive load. So next, what we have to do? So right click on this and solve it. So we have solved this. So again, what we have to do, again we need to go to workbench here. So let this complete. Can you please switch on your videos? Where is another guy? Abhay?
Don't know, sir.
No. Okay, fine. See here, so once we have solved this, so we need to drag this eigenvalue buckling on this solution, okay? So once you have done with this, again you need to come to mechanical model. Here, see here we have got the eigenvalue buckling. So we need to go to analysis settings, then we need to set the modes. So minimum 3 modes we need to find out. 3 modes means 3 critical buckling load we will get, okay? So once you are done with this, right click on this and solve. So already I have solved it. So once you have solved it, so go to tabular data. Here we have got, see, 3 load multipliers, 3 buckling load factors. So what you have to do, so I will just right click on this. I will create the mode shapes. So once you create the mode shapes, so come down Again, you need to right click on the solution, evaluate all the results. See here, we'll see. See, first buckling load multiplier, second load multiplier, and third load multiplier. See, first load multiplier we have got around 9.9. This 9.9 you should multiply with this load. Okay, how much we load? Applied a load 1000 into 9, 9000 Newton is a critical buckling load. All of you are getting. So if you
Yes, sir.
increase the thickness of this connecting rod, or if you change the material, it may reduce. So you need to focus on, it, the buckling load should increase. If this is a 9000, right? If you go to this, you have 57 into 1000, that is 57,000 Newton is a buckling load. If this load multiplier increases, critical buckling load will also increase. So you need to try in the critical so this buckling analysis, the load, critical buckling load should be more compared to existing design. Okay, so that way you can optimize the design. All of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
So you can check the animation also here. See, this is the buckling we are getting. Okay, any doubts? So I'll just close this. So next, I will show you how to do thermal analysis. Okay, so for the thermal analysis, I'll just explain some of the basics of thermal. Yeah. Okay, so all of you are getting this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, see, so what is thermal analysis? Thermal analysis, see, wait. Yeah. Say thermal analysis therefore basically means the effect of heat will have on the performance of the product. See, not only the load applied on a component will not affect. See, thermal, that is heat effect of heat will also um, changes the performance of the product. Okay, so it studies the effect of change in temperature might have on the material property. The change in temperature in the component may affect the material property. Okay, the material properties may change. A good example, see here, the good example of product that needs thermal service is a water boiler. So for manufacturing of the company, it is important to know what maximum temperature a boiler can withstand and under what circumstances it might explode. So this is one of the best example to perform thermal analysis. This helps the company in developing a water boiler that is more robust and can resist high temperature and heat. Okay. So if you perform thermal analysis, so it can be easy to define up to what extent up to what extent of temperature can withstand the particular product. Okay, so next we have, see, three modes of heat transfer, right? So in workbench we can find out the heat transfer analysis. We have conduction, convection, and radiation. See, conduction is nothing but heat transfer via direct molecular collision. Okay, here you are getting, okay, from solid to solid. Okay, so heat is transferring from the molecular collision. Next, coming to convection heat transfer from one material to another material via air or water, okay, or fluids. Then radiation through electromagnetic waves, heat transfer through electromagnetic waves. This is very important. So these are the symbols we have to use in the thermal analysis. So I think all of you have studied, or in the coming semester you are going to study all these things. So this is the conduction heat transfer. See, well, for next, this is the equation we use for convection radiation. So I will share this presentation. You can refer these things. So material property. See, thermal conductivity is the major material property we have to define. Okay. So once we perform uh, the thermal analysis, so we'll get so results. See, that is total heat flux, directional heat flux, temperature distribution, reaction values for different temperature boundary conditions and all. Okay. So this is the example. So here what I'll do, I will just show you the example of piston. So the piston is the best example for heat transfer analysis. So all of you are getting.
Yes, sir.
So what you have to do, I will just open one project. So here, yeah. So as I have given you the project, so you have to define which type of analysis we can do. Okay. So meanwhile, so it's not like it doesn't mean that once you finish the internship program, you should not do anything. You have to prepare your report. So report should be done by yourself. Okay, once you prepare your report, you have to submit it. Okay, so here this is the design and thermal analysis of automotive piston. So here, see, you need to define the engine specification also. So once you define engine specification, so these are all the hand calculations that has to be done. Yeah. So here we have used four materials to optimize. Okay. And this is the CAD model. So like this, in this format you have to do. See, this is the finite element analysis. So the finite element model of a piston. So these are the loads. See, loads and boundary conditions are very important whenever you are doing any kind of analysis. So in this project, see, in this project, the automotive piston, see, this piston is acting under high pressure of combustion pressure of 6 megapascal on piston head. See, on this piston head, we have applied. Wait for a while. Actually, I have opened this CATIA. So this is the static structural. So I'll just show you the thermal analysis. Yeah. Okay. See, thermal boundary condition for steady state thermal analysis. So maximum temperature will be applied on the piston head is 720 degrees Celsius. See, this I have got by studying the literature papers. Okay. As it is a convective heat transfer coefficient has been applied on the outer surface of the piston wall is about 320 watt per meter square degree Celsius. This is the convective heat transfer. So these are the very important boundary condition you have to find out. Okay, you need to analyze it. So you need to analyze this. You need to find out in the literature papers. Okay. Okay, let's start. So I'll just open this workbench. So here the major benefit of this workbench is you can do n number of analysis in a single project page. So here what I will do, I will go to the steady state thermal analysis, drag this here. So here just double click on this engineering data. You have to apply, you have to give thermal properties, right? So we'll check whether we have added thermal properties or not. For the structural steel, see here structural steel already we have. Okay, so once you select steady state thermal analysis, in the engineering data you will get the thermal properties. Okay, next I will import the geometry. Right click on the geometry, go to import. So browse, so already we have piston here, and double click on the model. Okay, let it open. So first see here, so here I will show you how to save the CAD model into IGS format. Suppose if you have created any mechanical model, suppose this, consider this is a CAD model, right? Wait, so all of you are getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose consider this is a model. Okay, if you want to save this, just go to file, click on save as. See, suppose if you want to import the CAD model into ANSYS, so you just come to this save as type, click on this IGS format and give save. Okay, see it will save. See, it will save in the IGS format. Where is that? Yeah, this is the IGS format. So you need to save like this. So IGS format can be only, IGS format can be used in the ANSYS workbench. So I'll just delete this. Okay. See here, it is opening. Hmm, fine. So this is the piston. See, you need to mesh this model. So go to sizing. So I will mesh this finely. Right click on the mesh and generate mesh. See, one more thing. See, which are the projects I have given you, Chandan?
Sir,
Which project?
flywheel.
Flywheel. What type of loading condition we can give? So rotational velocity we can give, right? For
Yes,
this
sir.
flywheel. Another Abhilash. Abhilash, which project I have given you? Abhilash, are you there or not? Abhilash.
Sir, two-wheeler mug wheel.
Sorry?
Two-wheeler mug wheel.
Magwheel. So for that also you have to give rotational velocity. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
not force or
Okay.
pressure. So Marthandarao,
Okay. Hello. Sir.
Marthandarao, which project you have selected?
Spur gear.
Spur gear. Okay. Then for that also you can give, you have to give rotational velocity. What about Abhay? Oh, Abhay, now he has entered
Now you joined. Aircraft fuselage I got.
fuselage structure. Okay. For that you can apply pressure or forces. Okay. So I will show
Yeah,
you how
complete
to.
body I have to do
Sorry?
that aircraft fuselage complete body I have to do.
No, 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 not complete body. Only the structural support.
Okay.
See here. So we have done with this. So right click on the steady state thermal analysis. Here we have to apply convective heat transfer. Okay. For this convective heat transfer, we need to see here. You need to go to this body selection. It will select the entire body. See there. So if you go to convection, it will select the entire body and apply, and you need to define watt per millimeter. How much we have given? What are the loads? 320 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So come to this, go to units and change into meter. 320. This is convective heat transfer coefficient or film coefficient. Next, go to steady state, right click. So temperature, what temperature we are going to apply. So here the whole body is selected. I need to select only the surface. I need to apply the maximum temperature applied on this surface. Here you need to go to face selection. So I will just switch off this. So select these faces. Press Ctrl and select two faces. And what is the temperature? 720 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature. And click on this geometry and apply. See here, if you go to steady state, we have applied two boundary conditions. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next, go to solution. As we required the temperature distribution, right click on this. We need to get total heat flux. Okay. So if you want directional heat flux, go to thermal, click on this directional heat flux. So in this directional heat flux, you need to define in y direction or z direction or x. Usually it will be in y direction. Here you need to select this orientation, click on this y. Okay. Right click on the solution and solve it. See, one more thing I would like to tell you. So how to analyze the result is very important. So doing analysis is easy, but how to analyze and how to optimize it, how to understand the solution is important. Okay. So you need to focus on those things. So as I told you in the buckling analysis, the buckling load should be more, okay, compared to your design. So then only we can say the design is optimized. Here, total heat flux should be more, okay, then only that can be said as optimized. See here, the temperature distribution we have got around, see, minimum temperature we need to focus. We need to focus on minimum temperature. So if it is going lesser, then your design is optimized. If you come to total heat flux, the total heat flux, the maximum heat flux is 3.30 watt per meter square. This is very important. If this should, you need to focus on this maximum value of this heat flux. Okay. Then directional, see in this direction. So you can check in the graph. See here. See going in this direction. That is 5.25 watt per meter square. Okay. So this is how you can create it. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubts. So I'll just close this. So, and I will show you how to give rotational velocity as all of, three of you are having. See, what about 1 minute? Abhilash, Abhay, Shivraj, which project you have got?
LPG cylinder.
LPG cylinder. See, you need to concentrate on pressure. So you need to check what type of loading condition we have to apply. So that is very important. Okay, that's why I told you you need to study in and out of this particular product by studying the introduction. Okay,
Okay, sir.
fine. So three of you have got this uh, flywheel,
Rotational.
flywheel, spur gear, and mag wheel, right? So you need to apply a rotational velocity because it is going to rotate, right? So as of now I have shown you the loads and pressure, right? So I will show you in the connecting rod itself. So I will just double click on this model. So if you want to give rotational velocity, you need to select the cylindrical surface. Okay, so where, so I will show you, wait. See, suppose if you want to give, suppose if you want to give rotation here, so what you can do, right click on the static structural analysis, insert, you have a rotational velocity here. Go to rotational velocity, select this circular surface, see, select this and this. If you want to give, so if you want to give radians per second, or if you want to give r in terms of rpm, go to units here, you just select this rpm, so you'll get in terms of rpm. So if you want to give 3000 rpm, so axis you need to define, so axis should be this, and apply. So why it is not selecting? So here we'll go to vector, I will go to component. So x-axis, right? 3000. See here, we have got the rotational velocity. See, got it. So this is how you can give rotational velocity. For, see, rotational velocity is nothing but it is a torque. Okay. So for that particular torque, what will be the stresses you need to find out. All of you got it.
Yes, sir.
So you can apply rotational velocity like this. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. So if you want to save the project, go to save here and click on save as, and you can directly save wherever you want. So once you save, if you open it, you will get entire projects. Okay. So as of now, I'm not saving it. Any doubts?
No, sir.
So this is all about your internship program.
Okay, sir.
So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Can you please switch on your videos So I'll just stop the sharing. Where is Shivraj? So any doubts?
No, sir.
So Shivraj ಎಲ್ಲ ಔಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದೆ ಸರ್.
ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆಯಾ? No problem. So I just want one favor from your side. So one thing you need to do, so that is, so wait for a while. Okay. So what you need to do is, I just want a feedback video from your side. Okay. So you need to do one feedback video. You need to submit it by today itself. Please switch on your video, Shivraj. So as this is the last session, don't worry. Nobody is there in the group. Yes. Can you send by today feedback video?
Tomorrow, sir.
Tomorrow, why? Try to send it by today. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, 10 seconds enough, no, sir?
Yeah. What you say in 10 seconds? Tell me. So by saying your name only, it will take 10 seconds.
No, sir. We will tell
Try
it's
to
a
make it
great
for,
experience.
40 to 50 seconds.
Okay, sir. We will try, sir.
Okay. So meanwhile, if you feel any doubts, we can again come to Zoom meeting and we will solve the doubts. Okay.
Sir, what's the procedure of getting this certificate, sir?
So, so before that, you need to submit the report. After that, you will
Yes,
get the
sir.
certificate. Don't worry, you will get the certificate.
Sir, hard copy or soft copy, sir?
Both. Both you will get.
Okay, sir. Okay. Fine,
Don't
sir.
worry, both you will get. And any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So shall I wind up the session?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.